Hey, so I made a video earlier, like 15 minutes ago. I thought I made it. It's probably going to show up in my computer later outside, but it's not showing it. So I just wanted to cover quickly um, why I changed my channel name to Coherence 8. So if you're new and this channel exists because I want to talk about longevity, and I don't want to be talking down to you, which I noticed in my other videos. I put my books underneath. I had that. I have a lot of books here. Here, I might as well go through what I'm reading right now. I have C.S. Lewis's collection of books. I am reading, of course, regularly my New Testament in 4 versions. I have here The Art of War, my companion Chinese alchemy book, and this is my Wise Traditions recipe book, and just getting up to date on my raw milk knowledge. This is a chapter on raw milk. All this is by my bed. um, so this channel used to be about what was called Coherence 777. And it was 777 because I was in my Bible stage, my Baptist Bible stage, and I believed a lot, and it's not something that you don't have to let go of your belief in this. This is my journey. There's quite a lot, and I also have here plumbing and Robert's Rules of Order. So I'm going to put them underneath as well. And I have 2 Bibles over there and 5 other books on the other side of my bed. That's what I do at night. So in my research, I found that the 7, and you probably have heard this, the 7 is like a super number. And it's in nature and rainbows. And I believed in the whole rainbow concept that the 6 colors represent the 6 genders that are in the Talmud. And the Talmud is an educational training guide for rabbis. And rabbis are the teachers, the Jewish leaders. And they have an oral and written book called the Talmud. And it is described in there, allegedly, and what I've seen, 6 different genders. So the 6 colors in the rainbow represent 6 genders. I think there's 2. And so I believe the 7-color rainbow, right? But then, as I research the Bible more and more, and I get into Gematria, and I understand the game of 3s, and I believe that 3 could be good or it could be bad. So I was Coherence 777, and I changed that to Coherence 888. But then I was like, wait, the 3 thing, like that means I'm buying into their 3 thing, and I don't want to give any power to this Gematria or to this number symbolism or even to the alphabet. Like that's where I'm at, because I believe it's all code, and I'm not part of a code. I'm nature, and you're nature, and we're all nature. And I believe that natural intelligence beats artificial intelligence all day long because it's much harder to acquire. And so these patterns are not that easy to recognize, but they want us to be in this digital binary concept of numbers and letters and languages, and the chemistry language or the medical language or the military language. And it keeps us all trapped in these constructs and in these equations that we're always trying to figure out. And I'm currently going through this, so I'm just sharing with you my walk. Take it for what you want. I'm not making any money on this channel. This channel is for entertainment purposes only, and hopefully a little education of things I've learned throughout my life that I don't want my children to have to muddle through because somebody didn't tell them that loves them. And I like people. I love people. I think that we're here to help each other. And so what I have done in my, this is so superficial, but in any case, I'm a communications person, and that's what my life has been dedicated to for a good portion. I changed it to coherence 8 because 8 is the number of infinity. 8 is if you look at the number 8, right, it's infinity if you put it on the side. 8's been a very important number in my life. It has to do with my birthday, and I've always liked the number 8. And I believe that infinity is based on fertility because you can't have continuing life unless you have fertility, right? And I believe that we're currently being poisoned out of fertility. Like they are poisoning men and women to be sterile, and being sterile or infertile, much of that can come from a mental control. And we need to understand, I believe, I need to understand what I'm understanding. You do what you need to do. Luke 17, the kingdom of God is within us. I've done a video on this. And I believe that once you understand that we each, if we decide to live by truth, seeking, speaking, living truth, rebuking like Jesus did, he had disciples. Those are people with discipline. Okay. So there's another group of people. There's lots of groups of people on earth. And the big majority of these groups of people want you to think that there's this big, wide door and you can do whatever you want, do what thou wilt. But I don't agree. And I believe that we are here to seek truth, which is logic. And logic is based on natural law. That means things that we can observe, all of us. And you don't even have to be, you can be old or young. You can be any color skin anywhere on earth. And we can all observe natural law or truth or logic, which would be that, for instance, that the sun makes the grass grow or the trees grow, or that the ocean is salty, or that the sun comes across each day and we define the day by the sunlight. Okay, so this is truth. This is natural logic. You can talk to a person in China, you can talk to a person in Polk County, you can talk to a person anywhere, and if they're in their right mind, they know these truths. In John 1:1, in the Bible, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. And word means logos in Greek, and I believe the original language of Jesus's words, I believe, I'm ready for more information, was actually in Greek. And so logos means logic. So in the beginning was logic. And then that brings you to natural law. Because if you continue to study what he talks about, Yesu, yes, you, what he talks about is fertility and about the vine and the fruit, and you'll be judged by the fruit of your works and by your acts. Okay? Be aware of what teachings you believe and who wrote them. And I accept that. Okay? I know the first 4 books of the New Testament, the Gospel, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, they were also later, right? So we believe that that Matthew walked with Jesus, but there's a lot there that is not clear. But I maintain for me that the words of Jesus, the arrangement of words, even in their most bastardized translation, which I will say is the KJV, but I have a New World Translation. Look at that. It's called a New World Translation. I have 2 of them. So New World, like New World Order. So we have to really look at our translations. But if we find, for me, Victoria, if I find things that have helped me in my life in real time, words that resonated with me, made sense, and in the most difficult moments of my life, being approached by authority, I was inspired by Yesu's words when he was approached by authority. I'm good. and that's my savior, or that's my prophet, because I appreciate good advice, and I find that there's quite a bit of advice from him. But there's a lot of good advice from other people too that I post here, and I encourage you to please post on excuse me, to read and to research and to comment, because I don't have an ulterior motive here, except that I would like us to continually stretch our minds to have unique conversations for longevity, for spiritual enrichment, for being able to confront what is going on right now, which is a major depopulation strategy. And I know that this channel gives me a lot of joy to be able to express these ideas. And so thank you for, if you even watch this, and please comment and speak up. I speak to 10 people a day. That's my goal every day, randomly, about truth. And I have a 4-step theory for longevity, which is sun gazing, looking directly at the sun, because that's an electrical source that God gives us through the sun, and get it on your skin. Earthing, grounding, walking on the grass, you get an electrical charge. These two you can look up on TikTok, Facebook, YouTube. Sun gazing and earthing, or grounding is what it's also called. Stanford University proved that it actually cures rheumatoid arthritis and probably everything. Look at the animals and how they walk barefoot, obviously, if their owners didn't give them stupid boots or shoes, and that includes horseshoes. You want to have a direct connection with the earth. There's a charge there. There's a charge from the sun. You want to eat pure, non-iodized salt, and just consume it in the morning, put it on your food, keep it in your life. And I'm going to make an addendum, or sweatle, which is raw sour cream or raw sour milk from cow's milk that has not been pasteurized. And the fourth is you can't lie, because lying takes us out of harmony with nature, and nothing else in nature lies. So the moment that we lie, even the smallest lie, a white lie, we are putting ourselves in disharmony. And I believe that there's no magnetism, but rather there is complementarianism, which would be receptivity being the female, and which would be a charge being the male, which could be equated to the sun and the ocean, male and female, and those continuums of charge and receptivity at some point combine. And some of us cede to maybe not the most powerful charge, and some fall in love with maybe not the most receptive woman, right? But that's all about us discerning and getting better about what are our value systems, so that we can grow together and we can make a beautiful union and combine fluids. And there's no contagion, because combined fluids is what makes babies. So there's no way that the earth was designed that anybody could infect anyone. And you just got to really think that through. It makes no sense, the whole contagion construct. And there's a wonderful book called Can You Catch a Cold, 2024, Daniel Roytas, Roytas. Check it out. The man does an amazing citation index of everything he's stating, that from the 1800s to now, contagion has never been proven. It's never been proven. So we just wanted to get that out. Thank you, whoever came here. Hi, Lord Racer. Hello. Thank you for coming. Thank you, Sea Lightning. You guys have a great day. I'm going to pick up the children, and I hope to see you on another channel tonight. If I have some time, I'm going to get on and see what's going on in the cyber world. A lot going on in my personal life, and I'm sure in yours too, because these are real difficult times. But this is, no one said it was going to be easy, right? And that's why we have, I think, these channels and interactions, is to know that there are other like-minded souls, and maybe we should all look for a place to live near each other, because it's hard, right? Anyway, love you guys. Thank you so much. And I'll chat with you soon. Thank you.